Pretty much everything is new for 2025. There's a couple existing sponsors, but just a whole new program altogether. You know, before I was riding for Sherco USA, and now basically a factory supported Yamaha deal, but I'm just a very well-off privateer. I would call myself all on me to make this happen. You know, obviously I got some great companies and support behind me trying to make this whole thing happen, but this is just my attempt at still having fun out here and avoiding a desk job, and I think I'm doing pretty good so far. It's a lot right now, but it's been pretty enjoyable, to be honest, at least for now. Maybe I won't say that at the end of the season, but you know, obviously there's some stresses and some stuff wasn't showing up here on time, so that was a little bit of a nuisance, but you know, it's on me because I'm the team manager now, right? So I did the best I could. It's just a matter of some of these sponsors to get product out in time, but it's a lot of work, but I've been enjoying it for sure. It's just a lot going on, you know. I'm team manager, racer, trying to train, got my family at home. The average person probably wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, but you know, I love doing this stuff and representing, you know, the vets now of the sport and hard enduro, but I don't know. They like to give me a hard time for being older, but I'm still doing all right. You know, there's still some stuff I'm figuring it out, but like the bike I'll be racing at King of Motos is the one I've been putting the most time on. It's not the exact bike, but exact same setup. So really vibing with that bike right now. And you know, I have a Brembo hydraulic clutch on there, some crazy clutch from Italy on that bike. And got the IRC tires with some new futuristic inner beadlock system thing on there. Just a really good consistent feeling. The suspension feels good. Actually just got 2 days of testing in and trying to dial that in. So for now I feel confident, and the bike starts so easily. It's not really a big deal. And you know, maybe for someone not at the pro level who's always stalling and suffering on the side of the trail, you know, an e-star would be good for them, but for me, I don't really see that as a disadvantage. And you know, a race like King of Motos depends on the race, but for King of Motos, I'm confident to go out there and get some work done.
We feel really good. The bike is solid, just from the factory at YZ or from Yamaha. It is a very solid built bike. Everything is tight, but then Webb mentally, we don't have the ride time we want on the bike, but mentally Webb's game is he feels confident, proud, everything in the program, the bike. And so that is gonna go a long way. As long as that bike holds together through King of Motos, I'm pretty sure we've got the win.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like excitement to stay here. It's just like the fear of what's next that keeps me out of it. You know, for me, I know this stuff like the back of my hand, and you know, I have the mechanical engineering background. Now I'm actually kind of doing a lot of stuff with it, developing stuff with Yamaha, or mostly for myself on the Yamaha. But yeah, it's just a fear of what comes next in real life. Like, am I gonna be at a desk doing CAD all day? Am I gonna be able to work with my hands and enjoy what I'm doing, kind of like what I'm doing now? So, you know, for me, I'm comfortable doing this kind of stuff. You know, mid last season, there was a lot of weird talks at Sherco, and you know, whether they're true or not true, I still don't have any idea to this point, but I was trying to find some options for the future to still stay relevant in the sport. And I talked to a few other brands, and I just was kind of laughing at them. I felt like surprised that I wasn't getting any sort of positive feedback from some of these brands, and they're kind of just putting me to the wayside. And I'm like, I can do a lot for you. I don't think you guys understand it. Like, I've had a pretty cush setup at Sherco, you know, I did my job. I never went above and beyond with like promoting things, right? Like, I just rode and did my thing at the races. And, you know, there's so much more than just being a racer these days. You know, you're kind of more of like an ambassador for everything. So, and I could have done more for Sherco looking back at it, but I guess I just got comfortable and change it to something new. You know, you got to kind of go out of your comfort zone. And I actually reached out to Yamaha myself, and I got a contact there for like the head of racing, and it honestly went just really quickly, like quicker than I anticipated. And they got back to me within less than 10 minutes on an email saying they'd have to look at the budget and decide, and that was on a Friday. I'm like, okay, yeah, you've heard this before. And the next Monday, he called me and left a voicemail and wanted to hear what I wanted to do. And I'm like, I'm calling this guy back right now. So, it kind of put the ball in my court, and I had no idea what to ask for. No one's really done this before. So, I kind of was like, hey, this is what I want to do. Hard enduro. I'll ride a 2-stroke, build that out. I'll get content for that. I'll be on the 250F for enduro cross. I'll do adventure bike stuff. So my plan was to kind of be like the American Poltares, but not be so adventure bike related. I still wanted to do racing and build like a really sick YZ250X for hard enduro stuff. So it's the work's all on me now, but now I'm the one who's reaping all the rewards, whereas before I was kind of working for someone else, and I felt like not that I was being taken advantage of or anything, but like I didn't get to see like the positives out of it, whereas now it's all on me. So if, unfortunately, if things don't go well, I fail, but I know I'm doing all the work I can to give myself the best program available, and so far, people have been loving the content I'm doing. Whether you're a KTM guy, Sherco guy, Beta, even other Japanese manufacturers, like people are just stoked to see something new, and it's been a chore, but it's been pretty awesome just getting all this positive feedback. Joining IRC was pretty much a no-brainer. Like just the fact that they do so much for the series I'm in, whether it's enduro cross or hard enduro. So that wasn't any choice. I knew I was already going to have some sort of support at the races. Whereas, if I went with maybe a bigger brand, company-wise, like a Dunlop, like I'm just going to get my tires and they'll leave me be. So IRC is very involved. So that was something I wanted to be a part of, especially with like my new thing being all on my shoulders. Like I need to get the content out. So I figured it was a perfect partnership to kind of work together in that regard. And I already knew the quality of, the JX8. It's been a proven tire. And, in my contract with them, they want to do some developing and this and that. And obviously I've had a ton going on the last month or so. So it hasn't even been a priority for either of us. I already knew I was going to run when I came here. For Hawaii, we got 2 options to go with. So I just kind of decide with them and what we think will be best. But, it was just I would call it more of a partnership than a sponsorship on my end.
It's a big deal. When we signed with Daddy Blazuziak, and I think I described, I still can't believe this is happening as an official of IRC Tire. I'm just a fanboy. Calling us not just a sponsor, that he called us as a partner is just such a... When I heard that word, I almost cried. Yeah, personally, it's that much of an impact.
I mean, obviously I have high expectations of trying to win quite a few of the races, but I know it's not going to be easy. And, Tristan's going to be fired up after I beat him a few times last year. And unfortunately, a stupid injury took me out and really hurt me in the championship, but I'm feeling strong right now, and maybe not as much riding as I had last year leading the season, but I have a lot of trust and confidence in my program, like what I've done, because my hands touched nearly everything on that bike. Obviously Adam's helped me out on quite a bit of stuff as well here and there, but I've had oversight on everything and what goes on or off the bike. So confidence is high there, but at the end of the day, if I look at it, like I feel like I've already won and I haven't even done the first race. Like just the shift I've had in the sport, and my announcement with Yamaha was just a janky iPhone video that was me play riding, and that blew up like crazy. And just all my channels and the content I've been putting out, like there's just been such a positive growth, and I'm sharing some really cool stuff. I find it cool and I'm enjoying it. So in that regard, I feel like I've already won and exceeded what my anticipation was. But, when it comes to the racing, I still want to win a couple races, and I really want to come out and surprise some people this weekend here at King of Motos.